Hi there, thanks for watching. I'm Doc Acula, and I'm playing at least 1 hour of every single game on Xbox Game Pass, then giving a quick review of each one to give you an idea if the game is worthy of your time. When I heard of a game called Craftopia, I immediately assumed it would be a generic Minecraft ripoff. It's a survival and crafting game, sure, but I wasn't ready for the game I would actually end up playing. It ended up being not so much a clone of Minecraft, but instead a clone of a different, hugely popular, successful game. The question is, can it build on the foundation set by an all-time classic, or is it simply a pretender? More importantly, is it worthy of your precious time and hard drive space? Even as early as creating your character, you'll probably be able to tell where Craftopia draws most of its influence. And if not, you'll be able to tell by the time you get your glider. That's right, Craftopia is a co-op survival take on Zelda Breath of the Wild, taking the base game of Zelda and adding the Minecraft or Valheim type survival mechanics right on top. It's really an incredible formula, and for the most part it works amazingly well. Really, Breath of the Wild is the core of the experience, and while obviously Craftopia can't compare one-to-one with what may be the greatest video game ever made, that core is such a natural fit for the survival genre that I really think that by itself would have been enough, but the game doesn't stop there. Instead, it adds some really interesting mechanics that aren't usually seen in the survival space, like a full ability tree to really customize your playstyle, including options like taunt, dual wielding, and healing spells, so you can take on a traditional RPG role such as tank, DPS, or healer if you wanted to go at it with a group. One of the reasons Valheim was such a breath of fresh air in the survival genre was the way it scaled back on the constant need to manage your hunger and thirst meters, something that is expanded even further here. I barely ever had to worry about eating or drinking, which left me free to enjoy the game. Even better, the game does a tremendous job of laying out a list of quest-like objectives such as collect 20 wood, collect 20 stone, and so on, which give tangible rewards when completed. These rewards are extremely useful, frequently awarding a skill point or inventory space upgrade. This gives a constant sense of progression, which is unusual in a game like this. Looking through the menus tells me there is still plenty more to unlock, but even in just an hour, I felt like I had made massive strides from where I was when I started. Even with all the progress I made, there's a hint of so much more to come. I saw a reference in the settings to airplane controls.
Airplanes.
And while I didn't get a chance to play with it during my first hour, I've since come to discover that there's a Pokemon-type monster catching mechanic where you throw a little ball to catch weakened enemies that will then fight by your side. There's even skills in the skill tree to allow you to issue commands to your companions. Really, I can't wait to find out what else lies ahead. Honestly, I could go on and on about this game, but there really isn't that much more to be said. It's still technically in early access, so it can be a little rough around the edges at times, but there's such a solid foundation that I have no doubt that is more than worth playing now. The game draws heavily from Breath of the Wild and adds a Valheim or Minecraft-like survival element on top, but it does so with a unique enough style that it ends up feeling like the missing link between Breath of the Wild and the titans of the survival genre. Possibly even more importantly, the game is just extremely respectful of your time, allowing you to progress without making you grind for resources or jump through hoops to advance the game. With all of that in mind, Craftopia is our first game in this YouTube series that I would definitely recommend to virtually anyone. For real, please at least give this game a download and give it a shot. And to think, I didn't even get a chance to try the co-op yet. Thanks so much for watching.